creating trouble, putting encampment, breaking the law, advocating on behalf of a terrorist organization designated by the American law as a terrorist organization makes you a terrorist. So if you want to talk about personal things, you challenge me for doing a legitimate work for a democracy to save human lives, and you want to reduce my effort.
This next clip is Mosab versus a UCLA student who also told him that he is paid by Israel and bought by the Mossad. Check it out.
First of all, if you want to take personal aim, I can take you on a rabbit hole that you will never get out of it.
Sure. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I have been patient and respecting you. You know why? Because you're just an arrogant student with no knowledge, with no life experience, advocating on a very dangerous cause, being a useful idiot in the hands of terrorists, creating trouble, putting encampment, breaking the law, advocating on behalf of a terrorist organization designated by the American law as a terrorist organization makes you a terrorist. So if you want to talk about personal things, you challenge me for doing a legitimate work for a democracy to save human lives, and you want to reduce my effort to say that I got paid 10 years fighting and chasing after terrorists who blow up, killed Americans, Israelis, Arabs, Muslims, all type of people indiscriminately. Do you think you can sit here and judge me? And you don't have the authority to sit there and judge, tell me I took money or I did not take money. This is not your business.
So you can call me TikTok watcher, you can call me Gen Z, you can call me arrogant. What you can't do is respond to the facts.
What facts?
Well, you know,
what facts?
To be fair, we need facts, and that's what I was kind of asking you about. So,
well,
the fact that I was born there and you weren't? The fact that you have a second-hand knowledge?
No, the fact that
you think saving human life is treason? You're just taking the side against Israel for killing Gaza children, ignoring the reality that Hamas is using them as civilians, as human shields. And I've been telling you this from day one, that you have been used by Hamas. They want you to cause chaos. They want the global chaos. They want to put pressure on the US government, on the Israeli government, and all other democracies. They want to bring the civilized world to its knees from those ugly images that we see from the war. But Israel did not initiate that war on October 7th. Hamas did. And our problem is not only with Hamas, is with the Palestinian ideology that you just want to gift Hamas and other fanatics a Palestinian state, thinking that this is going to bring a solution. This is going to create a global chaos. These people are not looking for equal opportunity. They don't want to divide the land. If they wanted to divide the land, they would have accepted the partition back in 1948. But instead of declaring their independence, they declared war against the Jewish people. Then they remembered some 40 years later to declare their independence. This is the Palestinians, or what so-called Palestinians. They have many fundamental problems. They don't have a legitimate leadership. You know, you tell me about the camp, and like you speak on behalf of all the encampment in the United States. You run only a camp here at UCLA. There are other encampments. You are not in charge of them, and they did not even elect you as a leadership. You don't have a moral compass. You don't have an objective out of this thing. You're just going in a revolution for the sake of revolution, intifada, and you don't have a resolution. Where are you getting? What's the next shore? So fundamentally, we have a problem with Palestine. Before we resolve this issue, we need the Palestinians to decide what they want. First of all, what's their constitution? What's their agenda? What's their leadership? And will they drop violence as a method?
Yeah, this is such an important point that he's making. The Palestinians are not a liberation organization. It's like the Palestinian movement is not about liberating the people of Gaza, the people of so-called West Bank, Judea, and Samaria. The Palestinian movement is an anti-movement, an anti-Israel movement, anti-Jewish movement, everything the West stands for type movement. And so I think what he's saying is very poignant because he's hitting the nail on the head. They're not a movement. They're not a Palestinian movement for freedom. They're not a Palestinian movement for a free Palestine, because a free Palestine, an actual state in Palestine, would not be free. It would be a hellhole.
They accept Israel's right to exist. Then after that, we can have a dialogue and there can be a solution. But as long as they want to annihilate the state of Israel, kill their own children, sacrifice civilians only for your sympathy and the rest of the world's sympathy, then this cycle of violence will never end.
Watching Cenk get destroyed is very, 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 very needed. It's like therapy. But, you know, I think that he is correct. I think a lot of people in the West that are sitting on their couches and having a good time and then criticizing Israel from afar, I think they all sort of need a reality check. Like, okay, especially like the American right wing. We're not going to die for Israel. Nobody asked you to. Nobody asked you to.